officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Lumer Pajarillo. Second referee, Mr. Erlindo Eusebio. Let us welcome our starters from KINGWHALE, Taipei. Let's begin with their team captain. She wears jersey number 12, Liao Yi-Yen. At number 6, Shen Li-Jin. Wearing jersey number 7, Shen Chun-Jai. At number 11, Beatriz Flavio de Carvalho. Wearing jersey number 16, Wang Yu-Wen. At number 17, Kansuren Gantongko. Libero, number 15, Chen Yi-Ling. Head coach, Mr. Teng Yen-Min. Calling on our Lady Troopers from Army Black Mamba Energy Drink. Team captain wears jersey number 8, Sergeant Jovelyn Gonzaga. At number 2, Private Marianne Esguera. Wearing jersey number 3, Staff Sergeant Joanne Bunag. At number 7, Private First Class Sarah Jane Gonzalez. Number 15 is Corporal Honey Royce Tubino. And at number 21, Private Jeanette Villarreal. Libero, number 10, Sergeant Angela Nuna. Head coach, Staff Sergeant Emilio Kung Fu Reyes Jr. This is match number 35, the semifinal round of the Invitational Conference, Season 5.
Number 12,
The best of luck to both.
Elaine Liao is the team captain. She's a setter, 3-time Taiwan University champ. You got to look out for her, how she orchestrates the offense of the KINGWHALE Taipei squad. One rookie in that lineup in her first tournament so far. That's Mao Yuen. In the meantime, a little change in the starting lineup of Coach Kung Fu Reyes, as Joanne Buna, coming off an 18-point performance, will replace Mitch Morente. So big game here, Z, as obviously national pride of Army will be on full display as they take on our foreign team today.
That's right, especially this might be their only chance actually left to get a win.
To get their first win of the semis, as Beatriz Carvalho from Brazil scores the first point of KINGWHALE Taipei. She's 24 years old. One of the many imports signed by a Taiwanese league in 2021. Gonzalez to the middle. And there's the first point of the Lady Troopers.
Jov Gonzaga really showing some eagerness coming to this match earlier. She was telling us, you know, she's so happy with the growth of their team, especially coming from the last conference performance. And agree naman ako, maganda yung growth nila, especially coming into this conference.
Fortunately, wasted opportunity there. Tubino with an excellent dig, but Gonzalez was nowhere to be found for the second touch. What do you notice so far, Z? You know, physically, maybe the initial movements of KINGWHALE Taipei, just so the viewers get an idea of the skill level of the competition.
Actually, I wanted to mention first na hindi rin sila ganun kalakihan. So I think it will be a same match, same level at this point. I guess it's too early to tell also, Eric. But it's good to note also that these are not just Taiwanese ladies. There's actually a Brazilian and a Mongolian.
Who,
by birth.
by birth, but studied, trained, and plays in the Japanese V-League. This is an early run, see, by KINGWHALE Taipei in the opening set. It's good to note as well that out of the 14 players in the lineup of KINGWHALE Taipei, 7 are competing in their first ever tournament.
Oh, wow. So good exposure for them, good
Definitely.
opportunity to play, especially getting to travel as well.
That's right.
So far now, Eric, I think I can note medyo pagod pa ata itong Army na to kasi in their last
course.
matches, malayo yung biyahe,
That's
tapos 5-set match. So a lot of recovery that has to happen for their squad.
Let's go courtside to Alexis Tinsay.
Let's face it, we are all excited to watch KINGWHALE Taipei as they are the first foreign guests to play here in the Invitational Conference. I got to speak with their manager, Angel, who told me how these student athletes from the University of Taipei train every morning and afternoon in between classes, given their focus and passion for volleyball. This is a relatively youthful team, with the youngest being 18 years old, majority of whom are Taiwanese and 2 players coming from Brazil and Mongolia. Ecstatic to play against a local team. Let's watch them show their prowess in set 1.
All right, thank you, Alexis. And so far, after being down by 3, 2 straight points for Army. And they are within 1. They tie the game. Oh no, that's just on the line. So KINGWHALE Taipei had their advantage to 2 points. And here is Beatriz Carvalho, a 24-year-old Brazilian. She gets an ace.
So far, Eric, I think it's her. Beatriz has been showing that power on the side of the Taiwanese team.
First ball hasn't been good, and so has been attacked so far. Joanne Bunag was so good against Signal. Early struggles here in the opening set, and a very early timeout here by Coach Kung Fu Reyes. His team back down by 4.
Masyado ng galaw kung titingnan nyo sa labas. Ano ba nangyayari? Pero galawan niya ng tama. Nakakakuha ka ng second ball pero bahala na kung saan pupunta. I-address nyo. Yun ang pinaka-importante, i-address para may recover natin na mas maayos. Okay, pinababayaan nyo yung tamang galaw eh. Pinapagana nyo na lang sa inyo mata. Daig nyo pa yung mga na hindi na kayo gumagalaw. Kailangan yung galawan kasi para makuha nyo yung bola. Kasi yung lahat ng pinabayaan nyo, lahat pinuntos nila. Trabaho nyo lang. Lahat ng tinatrabaho nyo, may score tayo ha. Tulong kayo, tulong.
Staff Sergeant Kung Fu Reyes, who was on call during the height of the pandemic, with instructions. Obviously, this is atypical of the performance of Army compared to how they did in their match against Signal on Saturday. Much better performance in that sequence.
I guess it really has to start from the good first ball, Eric. Just like that in that last rally. Easier for the setter to set to their ace spiker, Jovelyn Gonzaga.
A missed hit there for Handa. She is the Mongolian player, but has been raised in Japan. 25 years old, stands 5'11". Played in the Japan National Sports Science University and also for Breath Hamamatsu in the Japanese V-League. 1-2 play for Elaine, the setter, who's the team captain as well. And she takes us to our first technical timeout. Take a look at her handiwork here. 8-5, KINGWHALE over Army in the opening set. Back inside the Mall of Asia Arena, the first game of your Monday doubleheader, unusual schedule we have today. Vicky Palu, of course, on the right of your screens, president of Sports Vision and the people behind the Premier Volleyball League. Great job despite the changes that happened in a span of 24 hours.
A lot of changes, I thought.
Joanne Bunag gets it through the block and gets her first point of the match.
I was just about to say, Eric, so far in the 6 points right now of Army, 3 of those have been came from the errors of KINGWHALE. So they needed their own points to get that confidence.
That's right. Manufacture their own offense. Elaine sets it up. Wow, what an attack there for Panay Chen Chie.
Good approach there. She anticipated that quick set coming from their team captain.
Plays in the Taiwan University League. Because as Alexis mentioned, some of these players are still in college. There's a block against Bautista. Chance ball for KINGWHALE. Panay again. Gonzalez keeping it alive. Here comes Bautista. That is going to be 4 touches against Army. A lot of errors for the Lady Troopers here in the opening set.
I guess fatigue is really playing a role here on the side of Army. As actually, if you compare their body language, their movement, parang fresh legs pa tong.
That's true.
And they're much younger also.
Exactly. Yeah, that plays a major role.
They're only student athletes, right?
Majority of them are student athletes. Back row attack. Great recovery there by Honda. Beatriz unable to get a good pass.
Nene Bautista showing some beach volleyball moves there, going for an off-speed shot. Check that replay. A lot of her previous hits actually did not go over, so I guess it was an option for her to have some variation on her attack.
Villarreal coming off a 9.3 block performance against Signal. Elaine sets it up. There's a good block, but it goes outside. That's a point for the young rookie playing in her first tournament, Mau Mau Yuen.
Good touch there from the blockers of Army, but it just did not go back in the court.
1-2 play. Bunag with the dig. Battle at the net. Excellent recovery by Nunag, but she couldn't save it the second time in a row. There's the head coach of Taiwan, Yen Min Teng, a former team captain of the Taiwanese national team.
Even the head coach looks like a student athlete.
Yeah, he's 38, pretty young. Good serve by Elaine. Beatriz just outside.
Beatriz still trying to find her groove, although there's a lot of power coming from her attacks. It just goes a little bit wide.
Here's a tip.
Ooh, someone caught the net.
Let's see the violation here. Very clear on the way down for Esguerra. Esguerra will sit down, and in comes Mary Jean Balse. He scored just 1 point after coming off the bench in the first set. She did play in all sets against Signal. Nene Bautista, yes!
Nene Bautista getting another Much needed point on the side of Army, this time coming from the right side and using her blockers to her advantage.
Bautista, only a point as well off the bench. Blocked by Balse. Beatriz against a double block. That is in. And there's also a block touch called.
Finally, Beatriz getting her first point here, going for that down the line angle.
This is now the biggest lead of KINGWHALE Taipei at 6 points. The serve coming from the young rookie Mao Mao Yuen. Gonzaga looking for the cut shot. The set was a little behind her. It goes outside. And now a 6-point advantage already for KINGWHALE Taipei.
Army needing more control over their touches because they get the touches.
Yeah.
They get the off-the-block touches, the rallies, they can keep it up, but I guess it's a matter of control here, Eric.
And you mentioned earlier the fatigue factor. I mean,
Yes.
they did play again 5 sets, 2.5 hours long that match. Elaine sets it up. There's a push. The block. Lee Jun Chen unable to get it across the net. Great defense by Army.
Jovelyn reaching for that tip and managing to put it back inside the court.
Beatriz. She has some power on that right arm. Second technical timeout. KINGWHALE Taipei up by 5 against Army opening set. KINGWHALE Taipei leading 16-11, and so far they're in control of the opening set, Z.
I guess it really looks like the fatigue is setting in on the side of Black Mamba Army, and especially with these young student athletes, yung energy nandun.
Yep.
Fatigue isn't there yet, as this is their first game also.
Speaking of first game, that's the first game of the server, Jermina Jacobs. Another young rookie. Another point for KINGWHALE Taipei as they're really starting to pull away. Wait a minute. Was there a check ball? Lumer Pajarillo is checking with the lines judge. Well, the call is overturned. Hard to tell from the replay. I mean, there was probably by a millimeter or so. So the point was given to Army. Substitution here for Army as Ivy Perez will replace Sarah Jane Gonzalez for the first time today. Jovelyn Gonzaga ready to serve, coming off a 21-point performance and 8 receptions. Off the tape of the net, attacked by Lee Jun Chen. Villarreal, that is picked up by Panay. What a chase there by Lee Jun and a save by Jermina Jacobs. Elaine sets it up. Oh, what a push!
Oh!
What a shot by Panay Chen Xie.
Panay going for that off-speed hit, or tip rather. seeing everybody was prepared to receive their hits.
Yep. And what a touch. She came from the back row. That's a lot of distance to cover with a soft touch. Lee Junchen with a serve. Over received and an easy put away for Honda.
Good attempt there by Ivy Perez. Going after that joust, sana.
Take a look. Great anticipation at the net. An easy point for KINGWHALE Taipei. Final timeout for Army. We'll listen in.
Para ready ka sa power ball, ready ka sa drop ball. Laging gitna lang. Wag natin pilitin yung perfect pass. Di mo tayo humingi ng ganun. Itaas nyo lang dyan sa gitna. Para na yun, habol naman ni...
Malakas.
Pumatay sulag lang tayo, ha?
Still a 6-point deficit against Army. Lee Junchen on your screens, 19 years old. Also plays in the Taiwan Enterprise League. What needs to be done, Z, if you're Army right now?
I guess right now, I think they need to dictate the tempo. So far, right now, kasi it's KINGWHALE dictating the speed of the match. And for a team like Army, who's been here for a while in the game, in the league, I think they can do that. They can do just that. But again, ball control is key here, Eric.
Well, they're coming off 35 errors against Signal. As finally, a point. These highlights have been few and far between for Army. That's Jeanette Villarreal with the kill. They've had very few of these nice attacks because the first balls haven't been really good. The passing. Mitch Morente checks in for the first time. She comes off the bench today after starting against Signal, where she put up only 3 points and played in just 2 sets, actually, of that 5-set loss. She didn't see action in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th set. Good pass. That's Honda with the attack. Perez goes to Tubino. Another good pass. Solid block at the net. Finally, some defense from Army.
Ivy Perez shutting that down. Even the blocks need to be in control.
Yep.
Here on the side of Army.
5-point game. Still a long way to go for the Lady Troopers. Nice serving from Mitch Morente. A push there by Panay. Good coverage so far for KINGWHALE. Perez goes back to Tubino. Yes!
Royce Tubino managing to avoid her blockers and putting the ball down where nobody's home on the side of KINGWHALE.
Tubino coming off a 5-point performance against Signal. Timeout this time by Yen Min Teng of KINGWHALE Taipei.
这边先专心接2个角，3个人，先专心把球接好，稍微把球推一点好不好？稍微往前推，因为毕竟你扔前排，然后汉打继续，继续走，陈杰接完以后上去哦，好不好？加油！加油！
So Eric, what has been discussed there?
I would like to break it down, but it seemed very technical. Well, let's see. Yes.
But a good time out there on the side of Taipei as Army is on their first 3-point run here in the match.
Well, let's see if that timeout bears fruit if you're KINGWHALE Taipei and they get a stop. What a receive there from charming Ai Ling. Panay, cross court. Nuna with an excellent dig. Tubino. What a good rally here. Honda is rejected.
Good defense there on the side of Army. Floor defense and net defense was on point. I think that's That's the stuff that we want to
Yeah.
see coming from the side of Army. Lunag leading the charge there on the floor defense, and good blocks there by Jeanette Villarreal.
That's the Army we saw
Yes.
over the weekend. Hanga will check out for KINGWHALE Taipei. There's Jovelyn Gonzaga barking out instructions. The run continues, Z, for Army. They are within 3 now after being down by as many as 6.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. A service ace for Mitch Morente as Army is on its way back.
A 5-0 run at that, Eric, and Mitch Morente, even if Taipei was trying to ice her from the timeout, managed to get 1 service ace.
Excellent substitution by Coach Kung Fu Reyes, putting in Mitch Morente. He's packing a lot of power on that serve right now. Or maybe too much power this time.
Always jinxing on this side of the court.
So the run ends at 17 points. So Army still down by 3. But let's see if they can maintain that momentum. It shifted a little bit on their side. This is Nick KINGWHALE seeing action for the first time today, 24 years old. Tubino gets a little help from the tape of the net. Elaine sets it up. Attack by Chi Huswan. Oh, beautiful soft touch, but Nunag was right there. Gonna be a chance ball. No, didn't even cross the net from Jermina Jacobs.
A lot of out-of-system sets, but good hustle on the side of KINGWHALE. Just a little miscommunication there in that last sequence. And now Beatriz checking in, trying to see if they can have another option from the back row.
This is the closest Army has been so far here in set number 1. Within 2, Villarreal with a serve. Elaine sets it up. They go for a combination play. That's going to be 4 touches.
Oh,
No. Is it a net touch? Yeah, I think a net violation against Army. At that point, going to be awarded to Chi Huswan.
good eye there on the side of... Ooh, it was actually on their way up when the Army team caught the net.
Good eye by Lumer Pajarillo, our first referee. Here comes Royce Tubino. Blocked. Perez on a 1-2 play, anticipated at the net. Tubino again. Elaine sets it up.
Ooh.
Down the line, hit by Chi Swan is wide.
And now he's asking a change of call there. But second referee and our linesman.
Yeah, it seemed out,
Yeah.
even from our angle. So again, a 2-point game. Ivy Perez off the bench today. Perez, 6 points against Signal on Saturday. Beatriz Carvalho, yes!
Carvalho packing that one with much power, going through the blockers.
Carvalho is a big girl. She's 5'9".
She might be one of the tallest, if not the tallest,
Yeah.
here in the team.
Could be. Tubino. A net violation here. Going to be called against Lee Jun Chen, a 19-year-old.
Earlier, Army was down by 6 points, and now it's just a 2-point game. Let's see if their veteran experience could help them in this stretch. Ooh!
Service errors. There have been a couple, at least in my unofficial count, see, here in the first set. Coach Kung Fu Reyes cannot believe it. I mean, he feels how close they are, but they just can't get over that hump, and it's back to a 3-point deficit.
Actually, Eric, now that you mentioned it, the 20th down to the 23rd point of KINGWHALE, 3 of those
Wow.
came from errors on the side of Army.
That's gotta hurt. But Mitch Morente snuck that one in. And again, a 2-point game.
Army is definitely still in this one.
Yep. But again, the big question, can they get over the hump?
We got a full lineup here, front line.
That's got to be a lift from the lane, clearly.
It was like a double touch, one-hand set.
Yeah. No complaints from any of the Taiwanese players. They knew it. Yeah, look how long that stayed in her palm. So finally, it's the closest Army has been. An over receive, and Army couldn't put it away. Here's Morente, maybe she can.
Hey!
Yes! Morente ties the game at 23.
I was just about to say, Eric, full lineup. You have Joe, you have Mamang, you have Mitch. Maybe they might have a good opportunity here to close this set.
Final timeout for KINGWHALE Taipei. We'll listen in.
就产生一点变化，我觉得不需要。专注打地，你现在接发球，我们等下因为远距离的发球，冷气一直这样吹，所以专心的把它接到乙人手上，稍微缓一点没关系。好，下什么战术就走，专心打，那身体稍微变一下，打得有点太顺手了，好不好？来，加油！加油！真的好。
So it was a 7-point lead for KINGWHALE Taipei. It's gone now, 23 all. But this time out, let's see if the Taiwanese can turn it around. There's Shi King Kui, her first tournament, second libero. Beatriz Carvalho outside.
Beatriz asking for another check ball, but it already seemed like it was on its way out from her contact.
Oh, this is a good angle. We'll see. Doesn't seem like there was. So Army right now at the set point. Carvalho saves one set point and ties the opening set 24 all.
Beatriz this time making sure that goes inside the court.
How do you stop power? I mean, similar to the power that you had back in college. I mean, how do you stop something like that, Z?
I guess first line of defense, it's the blocking. And from there, your floor defense will follow, Eric.
Speaking of blocking, Gonzaga is rejected and KINGWHALE Taipei 2 straight points. They are at set point. Substitution here for KINGWHALE as Panay will check in for Chi Swan. Carvalho, second serve. Great receive by Nunag. We go to Gonzaga again. Elaine. Block against Lee Jun. Lee Jun will try again. Nunag was right there. Oh, and the short receive. Fails to get a second touch. KINGWHALE Taipei. They pocket the first set. And take a look at Lee Jun. And her second attempt. That nets the point for KINGWHALE Taipei. They win set number 1, 26-24 against Army Lady Troopers. 26-24, KINGWHALE Taipei. You can say come from behind win because Army did reach set point first. Let's take a look at highlights of the first set, Z.
That's right, Eric. And if we actually check the stats, you're right, it was a 7-point lead, 12-19. And from there, from the 13th point down to the 17th, so 5-point run yan. Again, Army did a 4-0 run at the tail end, 21 to their 24th point. But in their last 3 points by KINGWHALE, it was 2 attack points and 2 blocks. Hindi na maximize si Army yung kanilang full front lineup. But we'll see if they can start better this time, as it seems like fatigue has been setting in, but they caught up eventually. As we check out the stats, KINGWHALE getting 15 versus only 10 on the side of Army blocks. Army gets 1 more over KINGWHALE, but the errors.
Yep.
Actually, it was KINGWHALE's errors that gave Army their 12 points. So Army really needs to make their own points out of attacks, out of blocks, and it will all boil down from their first receive the reception, better passes, better ball control. Let's see if they can convert those sequences into points here in the second set.
Well, must-win situation for Army right now. Well, it's not dire just yet. It's set number 2, but in order to get better traction in this match, equalize in this set, Elaine, a team captain, Elaine Liao is serving. A great attack by Balse.
Ging Balse making her presence felt here. Goes for her signature running attack and gets the first point for Army.
After coming off the bench in the first set, she starts here today. Gonzalez with a serve. A block against Mau Mau goes outside, so KINGWHALE Taipei with the point.
Good touch there on the side of Army, although timing was off. KINGWHALE maximizing that opportunity to their advantage.
Over receive. We were just waiting for clarification from our first referee, Lumer Pajarillo. The point is awarded to KINGWHALE Taipei. 2-1 here in the second set.
That was actually a block attempt on the side on Gonzalez, but she's already back row, so illegal block attempt there. Good call there by first referee Lumer Pajarillo.
There's Handa, the Mongolian Japanese player. Again, faces an import here for KINGWHALE Taipei. One of 2 imports that they had, including Beatriz Carvalho, who's right now the leading scorer. There's a double contact called against Elaine. And she has a lot of fans. I saw some Filipino volleyball fans have a YouTube channel dedicated to her.
Oh, wow. So I guess it's a dream come true to finally see her on Philippine soil playing the sport that we all love.
Easy put away there for Mitch Morente. Over received by KINGWHALE Taipei.
Better anticipation there on the side of Army, being more aggressive at the net. Definitely something that they need, and so far their energy has been up, so it's a good thing to see right here.
Let's hope they can maintain that. An attack by Lee Jun is good. Let's go over to Alexis inside.
Ranking number 5 for best spiker, Joan Bunag is deemed to be a magic maker by her teammates as she generated 18 points last game against Signal HD. But adding to her magic is the mystery of how the KINGWHALE players will move today. Di kami pamilyar sa kanila pero mystery adds to the suspense, di ba? Kaya siguro attack at coverage ang i-improve namin, ika nga ni Joan. Given it's the first time for the Lady Troopers to play against them today, the goal for the Army is to enjoy the love for volleyball between these 2 countries. The game continues this set 2.
Thank you, Alexis. There's Joan Bunag. We mentioned her second leading scorer for Army in the loss against Signal. A 5-set loss. Tubino, meantime, with the point from the back row, makes it a 2-point advantage. Balse with a serve at 5-3 in the second set. That tip was returned. Lee Jun-chen with the point.
A tough angle for Lee Jun-chen to work with, but let's see in that replay, an overshoot of a set, but good, tough, and tight angle there for her. Plus, na-check pa ng blockers ng Army.
Villarreal. Lee Jun-chen again. Meantime, Gonzaga, it's dug up by Beatriz Carvalho. Back row, there's a push. Good coverage by Mitch Morente. They go back to Gonzaga. And Lee Jun-chen. Offensive KingWHALE Taipei becoming predictable. Morente unable to get it across the net.
Long rallies might not be a good thing for Army, as much as possible they want to end the rally.
That's right.
Get the point on their first attack.
Beatriz Carvalho, so far one of the leading scorers with 6 points, but she hasn't scored here in the second set just yet. They go to, meantime, back row attack. That's dug up by Tubino. Morente will try again. There's a tip by number 13, Nick Quinyao, and a counter tip by Gonzaga.
Jove Gonzaga trying to change the tempo there. Good hustle on the side of Army. And nobody on the side of KingWHALE.
6 serving 5. Ooh. Gonzaga sends it into the net.
So far, 4 errors already.
Wow, and they had only 6 errors in the first set, Army, while KingWHALE Taipei had 12. And that has given, that free point ties the game. 6-all. Served by Lee Jun-chen. Morente picked up by Chen, over-received actually. Chance ball here. Villarreal dug up by Carvalho. Here comes Panay. And going to be a chance ball this time for KingWHALE. Elaine sets it up. They go to the middle. Nick will score. Nick Quinyao, 24-year-old out of University of Taipei. Well, actually, all of them are from University of Taipei.
Let's see that again. She was going for a tip, and Army unable to control that block ball.
And KingWHALE Taipei take the lead here in the second set, 7-6. Great work by Elaine keeping that alive for KingWHALE Taipei. Here we go. They're on the attack. They go to Nick. Nick will score back-to-back points. Nick Quinyao with a running attack this time. And they take us, KingWHALE Taipei, to the first technical timeout, up by 2 against Army here in the second set. Back here at the Mall of Asia Arena, Pasay City, for the first of a 2-day schedule. We'll be back here tomorrow as well. But this is the final week of the Invitational Conference, so do catch us whether live, obviously it's better live, or on One Sports. Mitch Morente. Army down by 2 here in the second set, also down by a set And that is outside from Panay Chen Chien.
A little strong on that hit, giving Army their first point out of the technical timeout.
Morente coming off the bench today. So far has scored more points than in her 5-set performance against Signal. Another good serve from Mitch. Panay trying to go down the line. Tubino blocked. Gonzalez goes to Villarreal. Elaine will set it up. And Nick cross court. That's dug up by Gonzaga. Nick will try again, this time a soft touch. Villarreal keeping it alive. Tubino will attack. Off the tape of the net.
Still alive.
Quick reflexes by KINGWHALE. Tubino goes right to the back, kept alive. Panay catches the line and scores.
Again, long rallies are not good for Army. And KINGWHALE finding that sweet spot. Nobody to play defense there for Army.
Great adjustment and great find. Really looking for openings and didn't have to force anything. Nick Quiñao will serve. Coming off the bench today. Attack into the net as Army Black Mamba right now beginning to commit errors. They had 4 prior to the first technical timeout. Ivy Perez comes in, replacing Sarah Jane Gonzalez. There's Mau Mau Yuen, right behind. His number 7, that's Panay. Back row, that's blocked. Gonzaga will play setter. They go to Tubino. Tubino's rejected by Elaine. Oh, and a miscue here. Back-to-back errors for Army. Tubino seems to be winded.
Royce Tubino's hits have been actually going low, over just above the net.
A timeout here by Coach Kung Fu Reyes.
Tapos yung ano lang, yung tamang approach nyo para at least makakabang kayo ng maayos.
Yes.
Ha? Buti hindi kayo na-aksidente. Kung medyo malikabok yung sapat, actually hindi na sapatos yun, pang indoor lang yan.
Sige.
Ano tayo? Cut tayo, sayang. Ang dami natin tinatapon masyado. Cut natin, cut. Let's go.
Hey, Army! Hey!
Well, apparently there was a wet spot on the floor that needed to be attended to.
I was saying earlier, Eric, mababa na yung mga daan ng bola ni Royce. That's why nache-check ng net, nache-check ng blockers. Although it's powerful, but I mean, if you're a blocker, you just need a good check ball for your teammates to put the ball up for your next sequence.
Well, let's see if they can get better passing here. Oh, an over-receive. But a good play there by Ivy Perez. Just tipping it across. That stops the run by KINGWHALE Taipei. And that's what Coach Kung Fu Reyes was telling them. We need a run because ang dami nilang tinatapon.
Just like that. Ivy Perez getting that point, taking matters to her own, literally, hands.
3-point game, 8 serving 11. Here's Panay. Perez sends it over to the other side. Much better attack from Tubino, but that was dug up. Panay will try again. She's blocked. 1-2 play for Elaine. What a dig by Gonzaga. Over-received. Base mistiming it. A little dump there by Elaine. Kept alive. Panay into the net this time. KINGWHALE Taipei losing some air in that rally.
KINGWHALE, little miscommunication on their side. I guess Chen was asking for a shorter set.
A 2-point run for Army. Not a good pass there. One of the rare miscues on the pass. Another block. Excellent defense at the net. Ivy Perez. And she just came in a few plays ago for Gonzalez, and she has delivered on offense and in defense. Actually, it seemed like Balse picked that up. A timeout this time by KINGWHALE Taipei.
发球越远距离，你就先专心跟练球一样，把球送进去，没有什么特别了不起的。然后主攻手因为球就其实跟学校差不多，但是会很想往下扣，所以等下先把线打出来，好不好？等下重打，不用想太多。
Back at the game, second set. 4-point lead of KINGWHALE Taipei, just one now. A 3-point run for Army Black Mamba. Beatriz Carvalho doesn't get it.
Still finding her groove in this match.
And that 4-point lead is gone for KINGWHALE Taipei. We're tied at 11. Army is back.
Now with a 4-0 run, Eric.
Let's see if they can take the lead. Good pass. Panay is blocked. Wow, the defense of Army at the net. Superb. And Panay struggling. Second attack error for her here in the second set.
Panay trying to find that perfect timing. Since it was a set coming from the back row, out of system set, medyo mahirap gawa ng paraan and a little too low on the side of KINGWHALE.
Panay is replaced. Chi Huswan is back in the game. Number 19. Overpass. Oh, but Elaine, she's so good at the net, right? Her timing. Attack error there as Tubino continues to struggle today. She's been on and off so far.
That's right, Eric. To go back to that point, blocking is really about timing more than the height, more than the speed. And I guess familiarity with your opponent, especially like, for example, when you're so familiar, when you keep playing the same teams, you would most probably know the tendencies. Like, for example, Jovelyn Gonzaga, 80% of the time, she goes this way. So your blocking pattern would normally adjust to that sequence.
That is Chi Huswan, who replaced Panay, will score. This is a 3-1 run this time by KINGWHALE after the 4-0 run by Army. So they're back up by 2 here, 14-12. And number 12 is ready to serve for the second straight time. Balse with the tip. Elaine will pick it up. Chiu Swan. Back row, Mitch Morente tried to go off speed, but it fell short. And it's been mostly errors that have allowed KINGWHALE to separate from Army, Z.
Again, Eric, it's really about the ball control. Again, the fatigue seems like has been a huge factor now since KINGWHALE has been managing to keep the rally going.
Attack error again by Tubino this time. Take a look. And Army really getting nothing offensively. 16-12, KINGWHALE over Army. Second technical timeout in the second set. The road to the PBA starts here. Tutukan ng PBA D-League Aspirants 2022 sa One Sports at PBA Rush. Gusto mo bang malaman ng latest happenings sa sports? Dito lang tayo sa nag-iisang go-to tambayan ng lahat. Like, follow us on social media at One Sports PHL on all social media platforms. Carvalho. That's dug up by Chi Swan, and Chi Swan has been hot off the bench here in set number 2. She's knocked in 2 straight points.
Good sub there on the side of KINGWHALE.
Andito tayo, momentum tayo, 4. Isang maling galaw. Ang sumunod na, 4 na kaagad. Hindi nyo malang in-recover, ayaw nyo malang akuin yung mali. Akuin nyo yung mali, tapos bumawi na lang kayo, ganun lang kasimple. Nakikita kasi, hindi ba kayo nagsasalita, pero yung mukha, body language, kitang-kita kayo dito sa labas.
Okay, isa lang.
Hindi nyo, itong mga puntos na to tinatrabaho nyo, lahat ito pinababayaan nyo lang to.
Control
Yeah, this is a 6-1 run by KINGWHALE after we got tied at 11 all. And Coach Kung Fu is concerned. I mean, the lead is 5 already for the opponent. They did erase a 7-point deficit in the first set, but I mean, you don't want to do that over and over again.
That's right, as much as possible. Palitan lang dapat ng score, and earlier it was Army who did a 5-0 run. Now KINGWHALE answered with a 6-0 run naman.
Make that a 7-1 run by KINGWHALE Taipei. A 6-point advantage. Second biggest lead for them in the match. And Tubino will sit down so she can assess things better from the bench. As you see that miscue for Army. And back in is Joanne Bunag. Bunag currently with 2 points, all scored in the first set. Short serve from Elaine. Bunag. What a dig for Shi King. Bunag will try again. This time, Chiu Swan with the save. Chance ball for Army. Chiu Swan hits the antenna. And that finally stops the 6-1 run by KINGWHALE.
A little overshot there from Elaine. But that just hit the antenna. Automatic point on the for Army.
But they've got 5 to work on here in the second set. 13 serving 18. Almost a good save there. Love the effort by Mao Mao Yuen.
Elaine saying she needs to do a better job there on connecting with her hitters.
So 2-point run for Army. Small baby steps right now for the Lady Troopers. Carvalho, that's popped up by Morente. Bunag didn't like it. Chance ball for KINGWHALE Taipei. They go back to Carvalho, rejected by Gonzaga. Chiu Swan with the attack. Bunag gets help from the tape of the net. Back row attack into the net and short for Lee Junchen.
That was a good rally, good play there as the rally was stretching. Even I was faked, Eric. But execution was poor on the side of KINGWHALE.
Error by the, yes.
But exciting to know that there might be a lot of plays just like that in this match.
That's true. The run continues for Army, but not for long. Service error by Ivy Perez. That's a heartbreaker. They cut the deficit in half, but now it's back up to 4. This is Chiu Swan Chang, 25-year-old, stands 5'7", Taiwan University League MVP and best opposite. Bunag gets help from the tape of the net.
That one crawled through the blockers on the net and down on the side of KINGWHALE.
That ball used almost every part of the entire length of the net. And right now we need every point we can get. Down by 3 late in set number 2. Carvalho.
Oh.
Yes!
A low and fast set coming from Elaine.
And you love how, fast Carvalho gets up in the air. And she only needs a couple of steps. Very athletic for her size. Gonzaga. And Carvalho picking it up. Elaine sets it. This time attacked by Lee Junchen. Morente.
Mitch Morente tooling her blockers in that last play.
Well, what a dig there. First off by Nunag.
Good effort there. It might just be what they need
Yeah.
to pump up their energy in the second set.
Carvalho bounced it with a great save, but I thought it was short, but it was still good. Carvalho again outside.
Oh.
There's a check ball according to Lumer Pajarillo. No second thoughts about it.
Even her approach,
Yeah.
you can already tell that it's going to be a super strong hit.
In fact, I'm almost afraid for Army every time Carvalho gets up.
Good swing there. You're right, Eric. It's just like a quick two-step approach for Carvalho.
Carvalho gets rest here. Take a look at these saves. Pancake save seems to be good. And back to live action. That's number 10, seeing action for the first time. Ting Pei Yin. There she goes with a dig. And a score by Lee Junchen.
Tough angle there, going just right on the corner.
And it's back to a 5-point advantage for Ting Pei Yin, who's playing in her first tournament. One of 7 players, rookies, for KingWHALE Taipei. Not a good first ball there. But Mitch Morente does a balancing act while saving the ball. Great body control. Elaine.
Ooh.
Lee Junchen, that's outside.
She's trying to go for another down the line hit, but this time it sails out. Head coach of KingWHALE trying to signal proper blocking motion so they don't even have to think about floor defense.
Not a good pass by Charlie. Mitch Morente trying to go down the line. It's outside. Right now, Army is in the danger zone. They are down by 5, while KingWHALE only needs 2 to win and go up 2-0. Nunag will play setter. Wasn't a good set. Chance ball here for KingWHALE. And Nick will score.
Nick again with that running hit. Seems like she likes those kind of plays.
Take a look. Nick Kinyao approaching and scoring. So this is 6 set points for KingWHALE Taipei. Morente, that's outside. And KingWHALE didn't even need to work for the last one, as they easily stroll to a 2-0 advantage against Army in their first game of the semis in the 2022 Invitational Conference. We'll be back with the third set right after these. Back here inside the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City, as you see KINGWHALE in control of this match so far against our very own Army Lady Troopers. 2-0. Let's take a look at highlights of set number 2.
Set number 2, we also thought that it might be in favor of Army because nag-11 all, nag-12 all, Eric. But eventually, 7-1 run for KINGWHALE, and making sure they seal the deal here in the second set. A lot of errors also coming from the side of Army this time as compared to set number 1. They're still trying to find their momentum, the good mix, the perfect balance, as this is their first game here in the Invitational Conference. As we check out the statistics of set number 2, 25 to only 18 this time. 13-7 attacks in favor of KINGWHALE. Blocks pantay lang. Actually, opponent errors 11-10, but again, it's actually when they happened was crucial for Army.
And this is a turnaround for Army. They only had 6 errors in set number 1, 11 in set number 2. Now, obviously, that's going to hurt. You're looking at KINGWHALE Taipei, our only foreign team in the semis of the Invitational Conference. Okay, let's take a look at Army. They have Jem Gutierrez starting here along with Audrey Paran. So 2 new players in the lineup. Meantime, Mau Yuen, one of the starting players. There is the starting setter, Elaine Yi Jen. Of course, Beatriz Carvalho, right now one of the leading scorers of KINGWHALE Taipei. And Panay is also there. You saw her, number 7. All right. This is where Army really needs to step up if they want to extend this match. It's now or never.
That's right, Eric. And actually, 3 new players, Anes Guerra included as their middle. Let's see, fresh legs ba?
Yeah.
Younger legs also for their
for sure,
squad.
For sure, younger legs. We all know, I mean, kidding aside, these veterans obviously are so experienced, so good from the Philippines. Jovelyn Gonzaga, Nene Bautista, Joanne Punag, Jean Balse, of course. Perez sets it up. Esguerra. That's dug up by Mau. And that's wide for Lee Jun Chen. One all. Former Lady Bulldog, Audrey Paran, did not score, played 5 sets against Sigma on Saturday. And another point by Nick KINGWHALE.
Nick KINGWHALE looking like she's getting comfortable.
Yeah. Off the bench today. There's Beatriz Carvalho right now with 8 points. Elaine with a great save, good coverage. Lee Jun Chen with the attack.
Ooh,
too close to the net. That's point awarded to Army.
Good call there by the first referee. As first contact was Jov, second contact was KINGWHALE's blocker. And touched the antenna that time.
So 2-all. Oh, almost didn't make it, that serve by Esguerra. Great block. Lee Jun Chen kept alive by Audrey Paran, but no second touch. It was short for Esguerra.
Poor anticipation on that side, in that sequence. Again, ball control is key. Natataas naman yung bola, but it doesn't go to their setters. Hindi natutuloy yung play, yung rally.
KINGWHALE Taipei leading by 1. Not a good first ball for Paran. It's going to be a chance ball for KINGWHALE Taipei. Let's see what they do. Where does Elaine go to? Goes to Panay. Nudag was right there. Jem Gutierrez on the attack. Elaine keeping it alive. Here's a set for Panay again. Cut shot. Beautiful angle. Jovelyn Gonzaga rejected. It goes outside. Point for Army.
Jovelyn Gonzaga also giving a cut shot version, but with more power that sails out.
Let's go to Alexis Tinsay.
Just as we've seen, Bionic Alonga Jovelyn Gonzaga shared to me that today is a different volleyball context, given that they will only get to know the gameplays of KINGWHALE by the time they get to court. And this means adjusting service by service and set per set through communicating inside and also maximizing their timeouts. We saw how Coach Kung Fu is reminding them to let go of past errors in order to focus on the next point and re-get their momentum. A big factor is their fatigue given Army's consecutive games, but Jovelyn ensures their supporters that they will provide a good game to their guests. Let's go back to set 3.
Thanks, Alexis. And Jovelyn Gonzaga really living up to the Bionic Ilongga moniker.
Yes.
I mean, she played all 5 sets. She started all 5 sets against Signal. Little mistimed jump there for Mau Mau. Here's Nick KINGWHALE. Sending it to Panay. Jem Gutierrez. Yes!
Jem Gutierrez putting some firepower in that last hit.
That ties the game at 4.
Palitan ng score ngayon, Eric. Let's see how the teams will be able to sustain.
And I think that's the word, Gian, yung sustain. I mean, we've seen, as you see Gutierrez with the service error, we've seen Army take the lead in the second set, even in the first set, but they just can't sustain that kind of momentum and intensity.
That's right. It's about consistency also, Eric. Especially at this point in the match. Third set, Army's down 2 sets already. They want to keep getting the point, keep getting the momentum, so that they will, hopefully, they're able to get this set.
Here's Audrey Paran. First point for Audrey coming off the bench today. 5-all. And if you're Army, this is what you don't want. I mean, you keep just trading points, a seesaw battle with KINGWHALE Taipei. They need to establish the lead and protect it. Difficult setup there for Elaine. And they go to Panay. Panay's tip is blocked.
Audrey Paran being aggressive on the net there. Also good effort by Anis Guerra, making sure she always jumps and goes after the ball.
It's not a really tall front line, but they're highly active, Army's front line. Lady Troopers up by 1, 6-5. Carvalho is rejected. We were just talking about the defense at the net by Army, and they need to keep this up.
Actually, Carvalho's hits, medyo mababa din yung daan sa net yung bola. So, timingan lang, just like that. We saw Ivy Perez putting that back to their side of the court. Mabigat, pero mababa yung daan.
2-point lead for Army. Carvalho again. That's dug up by Gutierrez. Paran. That's into the net. And Audrey Paran with an attack error. And Panay Chie is set to serve. So far with 4 points. Esguerra. Yes, and Esguerra. Esguerra failed to score against Signal, but she's on the board here. And Army takes us to our first technical timeout for the first time in the match. They're up by 2 against KINGWHALE, third set. Let's go to our Twitter question of the game. Which Lady Trooper will star against KINGWHALE Taipei? Hashtag PVL Invitational 2022.
We got one from Tiny Tonics 03. Gonzaga will always have her fighting spirit, and the veterans Balse, Bunag, and Bautista have their experience and resiliency on their backs for this game. And it's up to the young ones to step up, especially Ivy Perez. Go Army Black Mamba. Hashtag PVL Invitational 2022. We got another one from Norman Arias. It's none other than Jovi Gonzaga herself. Her attacks, digs, and receptions are excellent for her team to play better with the KINGWHALE team. I know they will put a good fight today. Good luck, Army. Hashtag PVL Invitational 2022. Oh, may isa pa tayo. At Super Drift 04, Gonzaga will start against the foreign team. She is very good in both offense and defense. Rooting for Army to fight and to give their very best in their last game in the semis.
So many Gonzaga fans. And
I'm one too.
Of course, rightfully so. Army leading by 3 now. Carvalho, yes!
Beatriz Carvalho putting a punch in that last attack, using the blockers to her advantage this time. Mabilis, matulin at mabigat, Eric, ang mga palo ni Bea.
I think the more important part there is mabigat pumalo talaga to si Carvalho. She has 9 already. That's her first point in the third set. As Army will score on a tip.
Approach pa lang, you can already feel and know for a fact that it's gonna be a heavy ball coming from Bea.
Still a 3-point lead. Army doing a good job protecting this cushion.
Ooh.
But Audrey Paran throws it away. Coach Kung Fu Reyes telling the team to relax. So far, they are in control, but not by much. As you look at Beatriz Carvalho. Jem Gutierrez. Yes! Off the bench, Jem Gutierrez, productive minutes.
Jem Gutierrez finding space between her blockers this time. And nobody on the side of KINGWHALE to pick that up.
Gutierrez, second point, all scored here in the third set. Solid block against Lee Jun Che, but it goes outside.
Good timing on the side of Army, but wala, no control there. They need to press their blocks more in order for the ball to come back to their side, on the side of KINGWHALE rather.
Paran with a pass. Tip is wide for Esguerra, or Villarreal rather. So that 3-point lead of Army is cut to 1. That's outside for Lee Jun Chen.
It's really gonna be up to Army if they can sustain that lead all throughout till end game here in set number 3, Eric.
And it's not a safe lead by any measure, only 2 points right now. Charming Ailing with a receive. Nick. And again, she continues to be productive here for KINGWHALE Taipei off the bench.
Nick again with her forte play or running attack, this time changing momentum, changing the speed of her attack. Nobody home for Army.
Went to National Taichung University of Education. Nick Quiñao with a serve. 1-2 play for Ivy Perez.
Chen was there but did not anticipate that shortness of the trajectory of that ball. Good eye there by Ivy Perez. Army still up by 2.
So far, they're doing a good job protecting this cushion. Gutierrez with the serve. And there's Mau Mau with the attack. This time, it's Panay. Over, hits the mark. She's asking for a check ball. There's none, according to our first referee, Lumer Pajarillo.
Angela Nunag following that ball, but good eye there as she stopped her momentum chasing that ball as it goes out.
Back to a 3-point advantage for the Lady Troopers, 14 serving 11. So far, so good for the Lady Troopers. Elaine sets it up. And that's the point. This time on the other side for Panay Chie. There's the crowd favorite, Elaine Yi-Jin, starting setter.
Better anticipation this time on the side of KINGWHALE as Wang Yu-Wen blocks that attack coming from Ivy Perez.
Timeout here by Kung Fu Reyes. We'll listen in.
Hindi ko na sumisilip sa kabila. Tama yun, swing. Tama yun. Lahat tama. Ang mali mo lang, hindi mo nakikita yung kalaban mo kung may sumasabay sa'yo, wala. Di ba? Yun ang technique doon. Proper swing. Pero tingnan mo yung katabi mo kung meron kang sumasabay sa'yo. May sumasabay, di sana let go mo doon sa dalawa. Either magpa-equi ka running or kaya open. Single block tayo, okay? Single block ka, kaya lang nakatagilid ka sa kanya eh. So, konting daya na.
Let's go!
Sige. Kuha na natin itong set na to, ha? Kuha na natin set.
A timeout specifically for Ivy Perez. Better awareness on the court so she can make better decisions as well.
Good reminder there from Coach Kung Fu. As setters kasi kailangan mo talaga ng third eye sa gilid, sa likod ng ulo.
And also the timeout is because their 3-point lead is down to 1. Villarreal cross court. That's dug up by Elaine. Underhand set, Audrey Paran. It's picked up by Shi Ching. And another point here as KINGWHALE Taipei ties the game. Carvalho knocks it in.
Bea Carvalho taking advantage of her blockers this time, hitting high, getting the point.
Paran, yes, makes up for that mistake earlier and puts Army back on top by 1.
Better approach, better set this time coming from Ivy Perez. A lot of space for Audrey Paran to move around and see her opponent.
Panay with a receive, she gets it back off speed. Gonzaga with an excellent dig, but Army unable to get her across the net, and the game is tied once more at 15.
15 all this time. Let's see if Army can reach second technical timeout. Earlier, that was a good point, Eric. First time for Army to reach the timeout.
With the lead, right?
That's right.
A little too close to the net that time on the pass, but Elaine still able to manufacture something, and KINGWHALE Taipei takes us to our second technical timeout with the lead, 16-15 here in the third set. After trailing by as many as 3 points, KINGWHALE Taipei on top now, 16-15. Over receive, Oh, great play in the middle by Mau Mau, keeping it alive for KINGWHALE Taipei. Back row attack by Panay. Perez goes to Paran.
Oh!
Audrey Paran puts it through.
Nice decision there by Ivy Perez, giving a low and fast set to Audrey. Nawala sa timing yung blockers ng KINGWHALE this time. Army gets the point.
Audrey Paran giving Coach Kung Fu Reyes a good performance off the bench here in set number 3. Game is tied at 16. One serve! Ace for Ivy Perez.
Ivy Perez giving her team much needed points here at the tail end of third set.
Ivy Perez didn't start, came off the bench, has 5 points, 3 scored here in the third set. Panay with a good receive. Excellent set there, and a kill for Mau Mau Yuen.
Army misreading that set, forgetting Elaine, their setter, is actually back row.
So Mau Mau Yuen serving. Middle attack there by Anis Guerra. A little miscommunication there for KINGWHALE Taipei on the second touch. Carvalho. Oh! That's right on the chest of Ivy Perez.
Bea saying sorry to Ivy, as that hit has so much oomph in it, Eric.
I told you, I was...
Naramdaman ko.
Ako kinakabahan na nag-approach si Carvalho because you don't know what to expect. And Mau Mau Yuen again serving. KINGWHALE back on top, 18-17. That is going to be outside on the tip by Balse.
Good decision there by Ging Balse, although she had a little bit out this time.
KINGWHALE Taipei now with a 2-point advantage. 19-17, third straight serve for Mau Mau Yuen. Balse from the back row, dug up by Panay. And Lee Jun Chen with the attack. Tip by Balse. Carvalho. Oh, this time softened by the blockers. Perez, back set, Paran. Carvalho again. Oh, this time dug up by Perez. Carvalho tries again. Oh, wow.
Bea Carvalho enjoying that rally. A lot of touches came from her in that sequence. Good decision there by Elaine, getting a single block that time.
Timeout by Army. We'll listen in.
Diba? Timing natin lahat. Sinasayang yung pagkakataon dumagpas sa atin. Supposedly tayo ang lamang. Isa-isa pero dinuduho na tayo kakakaisa nyo. Pinapalagpas yun ang pinapalagpas eh. Kuntal tayo balsi, kaya nga tayo nagpalit eh, para magawa natin ng parang yung pagkukulang ng bata eh. Tapos tayo naman na nagtatapon ng bola dyan. Pero natin, sayang yung pinaghihirapan ng kasama natin eh. Maglaro kayo ng isang ng buo. Naiintindihan nyo, ha?
Hey, Army!
There's Elaine Liao on your screens, the starting setter. And Beatriz Carvalho, the Brazilian import. Nick Quiñao. Serving is Mau Mau Yuen. KINGWHALE on top by 3 after trailing by as many as 3 here in the third set. No combination play there. And Gonzaga catches the line.
That's right, Eric, no? From that last timeout by Coach Kung Fu, he really uses the veterans for their experience, for their wit, for their smarts in the game. And supplementing it with the younger ones like here, Audrey Paran, with already 4 points in this match.
Off the bench, yeah, nah?
Yep.
There's Nick Quiñao, blocked. Lee Jun Chen on the attack. That's Tin Agno seeing action for the first time. And a chance ball here for KINGWHALE Taipei. Carvalho, blocked by Jem Gutierrez. Nick Quiñao, that's not Yeah, that was touched by Balse. A point for Army. 2 straight scores for the Lady Troopers, and they are within 1.
I think at this point, Eric, Coach Kung Fu is right. They just need to keep working at it. Get those touches, get those jumps every time the ball is about to cross the net. Just like that, Jem Gutierrez getting touches, block touches from Bea's spikes.
Carvalho. Oh, I feel for Ivy Perez. She's been the recipient of these Carvalho attacks. Back to a 2-point advantage for Beatriz Carvalho and the rest of KINGWHALE Taipei. But you love the response of the Lady Troopers after that timeout by Coach Kung Fu Reyes, and the serve is out for Carvalho. Back to a 1-point game here.
Army still in this match, Eric. It's a 1-point game. We've seen them do it before, getting 5-0 runs, getting momentum on their side. But again, it's the tail end of this 3rd set.
1-2 play for Elaine. That's a little high. Jem Gutierrez dug up by Panay. Lee Jun Chen with a power tip. Picked up by Balse. Gutierrez. Yes, Jem Gutierrez will knock it in and tie the game at 21.
Army loving that tie-breaking point, or rather tie-making point.
Jem Gutierrez off the bench today, really giving good minutes to Army. Oh, Nick Quiñao is rejected. Jem Gutierrez, you love her performance here today. Already with 6 points. And Army on top. Timeout, KINGWHALE Taipei.
8号在那边拦定点嘛，所以庆瑶刚打的时候就有点太顺手。1分，稳稳打，先把这轮专心打过去，打没得分，赶快回来拦网，再抓一次防守办法。好，大家加油，好不好？来重打一个。B1， 好，加油！打要看嘛，要看嘛。
There's Jem Gutierrez giving Army the lead with a block on Nick Quiñao. 22-21 is our score.
Jem Gutierrez giving that much needed energy on their side of the court, as they are still in this match.
Carvalho from the back row. That's outside. And Army getting some freebies as well from KINGWHALE Taipei. It's a 2-point advantage for the Lady Troopers.
That's a 4-0 run there, Eric, on the side of Black Mamba Army. Let's see if they can close this one out.
Let's remember, they got set point first in the first set, but unable to finish. Carvalho this time changing up the power level, bringing it a few notches down and scoring against Balse.
Changing the momentum in that last sequence. Good touches by Army, but it's not able to convert that point.
Chiu Swan is back in the game, replacing Panay Chie. KINGWHALE Taipei down by 1. Gutierrez has the hot hand, and that time it's picked up by Mau Mau Yuen. Chiu Swan with the attack. Gutierrez will try again, this time tips it. Carvalho picking it up. Chiu Swan off the block and scores. And we're tied at 23. 2 straight points for KINGWHALE Taipei.
Chi Swan Chang, 2 for 2 this time, Eric. Another deadlock here, set number 3.
And a great sub, by the way. She just came in, Chi Swan. So excellent rotation here by Yen Min Teng, the head coach of KINGWHALE Taipei. Chance to take the lead here. Gutierrez. Here she is again. But this time, block. Chin Swan gets it through this time. Gonzaga. Oh, what a save by Shi King, the libero. Nick KINGWHALE! Oh, great placement, but it's still alive. A little early, the celebration of KINGWHALE Taipei. And they lose the point, although they're trying to contest it. They're saying the save was not good. There's Yan Min Teng, the head coach. Well, take a look here, and you be the judge.
Again, as long as the whistle has not been blown, Eric, you gotta keep moving. You gotta go after the ball until the first referee says so. Head coach there of KINGWHALE being a good sport and saying it's okay.
A chance to tie here. Yes, they do! And again, it's Chi Xuan. Philippines, or rather Army, was at set point. They lose it.
Chi Xuan is still in the front row.
But a tactical substitution here by Kung Fu Reyes as Tubino and Gonzalez come in for Perez and Gonzaga. Army will be on the receiving end here of the serve by Nick KINGWHALE. Let's see if they can mount a good attack and get back to set point. Otherwise, it's going to be match point for KINGWHALE Taipei. Gutierrez is blocked. And just like that, from down at set point, KINGWHALE Taipei is up match point 25-24.
Good read there on the side of KINGWHALE. Nobody on the side of Army to cover that block ball.
Mao Mao Yuen with that all-important block. Second serve for Nick KINGWHALE. Tubino. That's over-received. Elaine, who did she go to? They go back to Chi Xuan. Off the block, and that's it. All of the last 4 points in my unofficial count for KINGWHALE Taipei coming from Chi Xuan. Delivering the goods just when they needed it the most.
Chi Xuan enjoying her time here in the Philippines, in Manila, with that first win here in the semifinal round of the PVL Invitational Conference. Let's see that one more time. Out of system, out of position, but manages to get the point.
And KINGWHALE Taipei with the win against the Army Lady Troopers, who bow out of the semifinals 0-4 in the standings. And KINGWHALE Taipei get their first win 1-0 as you see the confirmation of the 3-set win. Back here at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City, 3-set win by KINGWHALE Taipei against Army Black Mamba Lady Troopers. And you look at highlights of Elaine, our best player and the starting setter for KINGWHALE Taipei. Full name is Elaine Yijian Yao. She's done a spectacular job working the offense and doing defense as well at the net.
That's right. Good timings on the blocks. She's not that tall, but she's getting good block touches so that her team can transition and get points. Playing really well also on the floor defense. Always jump setting, getting one-on-one blockers for her attackers. And a lot of Filipino fans, I've heard, excited to see her get some action here in the PVL Invitational Conference.
And Elaine Yijian is right now with Alexis Tinsay.
Here with me is Elaine, player of the game for KINGWHALE Taipei and their starting setter and also captain. And here with us is Anchi, their team manager. So, Elaine, how are you today?
Today I feel very exciting. Yes.
Okay, and how about you?
Excited too. First competition. Yes.
And how proud are you of your team? You said a while ago that they're really excited to play against Team Philippines. How was the game overall?
I think we'll feel happy because we'll win the game.
Okay, how about you, Elaine?
I feel happy because all audience are very friendly and go.
Definitely, there are so many Filipino fans supporting you.
I don't know.
They actually here, they're watching you. Do you want to greet your family, your friends from Taipei?
Yes. Hello, 我的家人们，台北的朋友们。Hello， 我们赢了第一场喽。
Thank you very much. Congrats, Elaine, and to the rest of KINGWHALE Taipei. Expect more intense volleyball action later with the Signal HD Spikers and the Creamline Cool Smashers.
Thank you, Alexis.
Teammate.
Elaine Yijian.
Stand by. One more. Balik.
Thank you.
There's Alexis Tinsay, Elaine Yijian, number 12, our best player of the game, the starting setter and team captain of KINGWHALE Taipei. They get a 3-set win against the Army Lady Troopers, who make their final appearance in the semifinals of the Invitational Conference. Set 3 highlights right now.
We saw new faces on the side of Army as Coach Kung Fu called in their younger players this time. But again, with the timeout that he just called, he mentioned he put in the veterans to make sure they lead, they control team movement, and the younger ones to give the energy that they needed. Just like that, Jem Gutierrez, Oldi Paran giving points on the side of Army, but Bea Carvalho and the rest of KINGWHALE giving that energy, that oomph to finish that come from behind win in set number 3. They were down as much as 4 or 5 points, but eventually caught up and won that match in 26-24 output attacks. A lot of the attack points again in favor of KINGWHALE again, but it's so odd to see the opponent errors. They're giving a lot of errors on their side, but nababawi in terms of attack, in terms of block points as well for KINGWHALE.
Coming up next, we have the undefeated Cool Smashers putting up their 2-0 record on the line as they take on the team that beat them in the preliminary round. Signal HD Spikers stand by for that. KINGWHALE Taipei successful in their first outing in the semifinals as they beat the Army Lady Troopers in 3 straight sets. Thank you to our director, Raul Ocampo, for Alexis Tinsay, my partner, Z Harpacho. I'm Eric Iban. Hang on for more semifinal action in the 2022 Invitational Conference of the Premier Volleyball League, the heart of volleyball.